see if it works.
Welcome to the Talkin Moto podcast.
Presented by ScottKingDesigns.com. Hosted by Jeff Klein.
Pretty sure she gets a lot of comments about how effing hot she is, so she's probably tired of him.
Jason Place.
But
Well, you kind of had to suspect that that's what was going on anyway.
And SKD. Oh, I hope we don't lose everything. I'm gonna feel like a jackass. All right, everybody, welcome to the Talkin Moto podcast. Sorry, kind of a late start. Jason's working on the race rig, so hopefully he'll be joining us in a little bit. But thanks, we got Andy Bauer, he's on the phone. Thanks to everyone that's helping us out with the podcast. Plainview Power Sports, Northland MX, Pro Action by FTM. We got MB1 Suspension, Moto Kazi, Black Diamond MX, Hardline MX, Minnesota District 23, the Damn Bait Shop, the Bicycle Works, the Open Mic podcast, and this SKD character. How's it going, Andy?
It's good. I'm curious what's so hard to say about Hardline.
I don't know. I think I stumble on that one every week. Maybe I need to take a breath in there. Take a pause.
I think you should just maybe have a Coors Light or two before you start, and then maybe that'll just fly right out, and you'll say something else wrong.
I say something else wrong without any alcohol. But,
Probably the SKD one.
yeah, that guy's a jerk.
Let's not even get started about that guy.
Well, so things are kind of different this week. Hopefully Jason, Jeff join in a little bit. But you were going to be our guest, so we were going to have you on, well, about now if we would have started on time. But you're keeping pretty busy. Got X Games is coming up, and you got...
Yeah, that's this weekend.
You all set?
No. I'm a loyal follower to your show, so I took some time out of my schedule from building this afternoon and came on here to talk to you like we planned.
Nice. I know you posted this. I think it was on Instagram, or it could have been Facebook, or both. You had a bunch of, it looked like rear tires, just sprawled out on the driveway, and you were helping out Matt Byton, and you said something about step up setup isn't just hopping on the bike and twisting the throttle or something like that. So what are you testing? Is it gearing, tires?
This year was a lot different than last year's testing. Last year testing, we went to a whole new bike. Matt retired Old Faithful, his 08 450 that was just a monster. It shook the floor at Staples Center on a regular basis. Lane built a beast, and switched over to a 12. I got the go ahead to start building a bike, and I testing was interesting last year. We did just some setup for suspension, tried some gearing. Mike came out and just tried some stuff for setting. We just tried to get it going as fast as we could, best we could. Had a little bit of a motor ECU issue when we got there because of race gas, but we've got that completely solved this year. This year, we actually tested more in one day this year for step up than I had the last 5 years in helping Matt with step up.
Nice.
Yeah, but this year we didn't really test any gearing. We knew what we wanted for gearing. Not really testing tires. We know what we're going to run for tires. It was just a matter of building extra stuff. Exhaust. We had 3 different exhausts from Bill's Pipes that we tested today, actually. Certain things there's some we tested different depths on a whole shot device. There's some other things that we tested that I can't exactly let out of the bag yet. Maybe you might be able to get Matt to tell you that answer next week. But I'm definitely not squealing on that one. If you watched last year's Step Up, Cameron Steele was talking about funny business, and he came walking through the pits and cornered Matt and I and asked about funny business, and we looked at each other, and we just smiled and turned around.
So there's some gray area in the Step Up competition.
There's no gray area because there's no rule book. You run what you brung. So, but there's definitely whatever you can make to go fast and go high in a real short amount of time. It's 25 feet to the lip from your front tire. That's all the run you got. So you gotta get power to the ground real fast and real smooth.
What's going on, Jason?
How much? What's up, fellas?
You got that race rig ready to rip?
I think so. She's holding water finally, so that's good. I apologize for my tardiness. Unfortunately, I got to use every waking minute that I'm not at work right now, or that qualifier isn't going to happen. So,
no, it's got to happen. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I'm fired up. Let's get this done.
And that concludes
the qualifying part, or the driving to the qualifier.
The qualifying part. I want to get it over with.
Okay. Nice. I was just at one this weekend. It was real sunny and real dusty and dry and hot.
Where was that at? I don't even remember where they were this weekend.
Competitive Edge.
Oh, all right.
In northern, up here in SoCal.
Sweet.
I was there with Chris Aldridge, and that kid is, or just write the name down. Just write down the name Chris Aldridge. This kid is unreal.
What class does he run in?
Pro class.
Okay.
250A, 450A. Yeah. He a few weeks back, at Comp Edge when they started testing for outdoors, he caught Ken Roxton and passed on that Comp Edge.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's definitely, this kid's got some bike skills.
So what's his plan? Is he gonna do Loretta's and then go pro, or?
Yep. Yeah. That's the plan, is to do Loretta's. It's tough to say. There's a lot of rumors floating around out here about him going to pro circuit, but nothing's been signed or confirmed yet. Right now, he's just Kawasaki amateur program. He's the pro kid on their team.
Cool. So
nothing guaranteed or in stone yet for the last three outdoors after Loretta's.
Who's the other? You got a couple other kids, right? Gavin, he's your other
Gavin
guy?
Fedora.
Yep.
Yeah, Gavin Fedora. He was this weekend. I let his dad, try some different things, see if switching it up will help take care of some things. I let his dad. His dad was doing it this weekend. I went to the line because I went with Chris to the race. It's hard to do those because Chris is with the Kawasaki team, so he has to park with Kawasaki because those races he rides their bikes. He rides their bikes at those races, so it's a matter of they want the bikes nearby so they can not so much watch over them, but if something happens, it's right there.
Right.
So, Gavin races weekend. Wasn't exactly the greatest of weekend, but you just, you have those weekends and you put your head down and you put your best foot forward and you go at it next week and see what happens. And then my other kid, Max Cisco, actually at the James Stewart Freestone National, crashed in that Texas 12-pack and broke his pelvis, and via some doctor recommendations, he had to hang up his boots and call it a career.
Really?
Oh, boy.
Those doctors really don't know what they're talking about anyway.
No, they're confused. The rider always knows what's best for himself. Just duct tape, drugs, a couple beers, give me my bike.
Right. Good to go.
That's what I thought, right?
If it's real severe, throw in some Seagrams or some Jack Daniels, and yeah, you'll be just fine.
Yeah. If it really hurts, go to the hard stuff.
What did you guys hear anything of what happened at that Ironman over the weekend? Wasn't there a pretty bad crash? Did any of you guys?
I don't know.
I watched hockey this weekend.
I got you. Yeah, I guess we won't talk about it. I didn't get any details. I know there was something on like Facebook or Instagram that the guy had passed away, and then someone said that he was on life support or something like that. So I didn't hear what happened. And
you're talking about the qualifier, and was it in Kentucky or whatever?
All I know is the track is Ironman MX or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I saw. I won't call any names. Won't say any names. I saw somebody post something that's from that region that said he had not passed on. He was fighting. So that's the last I had heard. That everything was. He was still, trying. I don't know how you how do you really explain that one?
Right.
That's an odd one.
Yeah, no good. All right. What else? So when are you leaving for Texas?
We were going to leave tomorrow night because Matt had Smith had an autograph signing for him to get to, and they've changed it. He said they changed it like 3 or 4 times on the location. So now, instead of leaving on Tuesday night, we're now going to leave on Wednesday morning, which works out good because Wes Agee, another Metal Militia guy who's doing freestyle, is we're going to all ride together now. So less driving for Andrew, more sleep for Andrew, makes Andrew happy.
So they ended up doing that freestyle of nations, or Matt did. It was Matt, Todd Potter, and Mike Mason. They ended up getting 4th out of that, right?
Yes.
What did he say about that? Have a good time over there?
He said that was one of the. Yeah. How politically correct do I got to be right now? It's one of those things of, do I get somebody in trouble? He said the event was good. The dirt wasn't the greatest. The dirt was pretty bad.
Mm.
If you watched it, the step-up lip got pretty chewed out, and that's a little squirrely in the takeoff, and landed kind of sideways and called it a day on the step-up part, which helped with our testing today. So we didn't hit the lip too much. We did starts. Which is odd to be doing step-up and testing starts.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to get him on the show next week. I think that should be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you keep up on the racing then, or are you just kind of doing the amateur stuff and busy with the freestyle?
I pay attention to everything. I pay attention. I see, hear, look at as much as I physically can, and try to stay involved mentally. Like, I don't try to stay too involved physically because it's draining. But
right.
I definitely know pretty much who's going where on which team for next year already, and I do pay attention to the race results. And I still got some friends that race outdoors, so I definitely pay attention to see how they did. Actually, I just spent a few days hanging out with Brandon Ream over at Tanner Tyler's house, a couple of Minnesota boys. Tanner lives out here, and Brandon was staying with them between Glen Helen and Hangtown last week. So I hung out with him last week, and we talked about Glen Helen.
Nice.
Yeah. Saw Zach Williams today. I wanted Matt Biden to little bumper tap, but Matt wouldn't do it.
Because Zach, he's still that's Grindstone where he's at, right? Oh, but you were at the track. Gotcha.
No, we were actually coming back from the militia compound from testing, and we saw Zach, and he was running over to go get a spoke wrench. And I looked up, and I saw the 874, and I said, "Hey, catch that van." And we caught up. I looked at him. He looked out the window, and didn't realize it was me at first, and started smiling. And I flicked him off, and he was like, he got caught. And he's like, "Oh." And I just told him to call me because he was supposed to have left town. He told me he was leaving town. He lied to me, but he's still here. So.
Zach Williams getting called out on the show.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, he was gonna go. He was gonna come with me to church last Wednesday, and he said he had too much going on, and he had to go to Hangtown, but. He said originally he was leaving from Hangtown to Colorado, but didn't go. He's too cool. He's a cool guy now,
Well, he got
pretty much a badass.
Making those gates,
Well, you want to talk some moto, or you got to go, or?
Well, I'm here. I'm with you guys. I literally, the step-up bike is, I got until Wednesday morning now. I don't have to leave till Wednesday morning. So I got all day tomorrow, too. I just have to do some grips, put the plastic back on, some graphics. Maybe I should put some oil in the motor since I did drain it all out.
That'd be good. That's a good deal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to cut weight, but...
If you got some free time, I mean, come on over. I got plenty to do.
You know, I mean, as long as you are willing to write that check, I will be right there.
You brought up money. I'm sorry. I'm out. I'll do it myself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right back on. No, you're out. You're out. You're good.
Yeah.
You mentioned it earlier, and I guess I never messed with any of this stuff when I rode, and I know Mike at MB1's got it, but that rear hole shot linkage, can you explain that to me? Like, what does it do?
It's very similar to a fork hole shot device. The difference with the fork and the shock is that the fork device, you have to pick your height you want to run it at, depending on what you're riding, supercross, motocross. If you want to be really aggressive, just a little bit aggressive. The big difference with that rear link is that there's two different shock bolts, the bottom bolt that it hooks into, so you actually have eight different settings that you can run. And it starts at about 110 millimeters in depth and goes to about 170 mil to squat the back end down. Is basically you squat the back end down, you push the device, the button in, basically the same as the front. You know, like the old school hole shot device, like the Pro Circuit one that had the push button?
Yep.
Like you would just push and then it would catch?
Yep.
It's kind of like that, but you can't use your finger. You actually have to use a screwdriver. So you have to have somebody. It's a two-person job. Someone's got to squat the back end down, and somebody has to push the screw in, and it catches and latches on basically the same thing. It's like the shaft with the clevis comes out, it locks into the shock bolt, and it squats the back end down just like the front end, and it actually allows for more power to the ground, more traction. You come out of the gate, it works good.
Huh. Now, this could be a stupid question, but is that something that's pretty new, or has that been around for a while and I just never really heard about it?
JGR came out with it a few years back and used it with Stewart. What was that, like 2010 or 11? They used it at JGR. I don't know how much they ever actually really used it at the races, but it was on the bike.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been around for a few years. I know Mike has patented. He told me. He said it is the MB1 has patented the rear hole shot link.
Nice.
From what he was telling me. So, from what I've seen and what I've done with some other people with it, because I've been there with Mike and we tried it a few times because he wanted my opinion of what I thought, and it works good. It's amazing.
I was gonna say, I mean, obviously, well, you guys would know, especially on such a short run at that big lip. Every little bit'll help.
Yeah, we don't use it for that.
You don't use it on that?
No, we don't. We don't use it on that.
Oh, edit that part out then.
It was a good try though.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. We just the front hole shot device, power to the ground, and you got a talented guy sitting on the bike that got some amazing bike skills, and try to send him to the moon. I try to make Neil Armstrong out of him every time he takes off on the bike.
All right, so I was snooping on the X Games Austin, their website. What events is he all doing?
This year is the first time in 5 years, 5 years, I think, that he's only just doing step up, no speed and style.
Okay. Because, I seen his profile on there, and there's just nothing. It's just his name and big giant white space. That's it. But some of the other guys, they had, the speed and style, the step up, and all these other ones. But
X Games went through some huge changes in the past year. They actually closed the X Games offices down in LA at the end of last year. So I forgot how many of the employees actually had quit because they relocated it back to the East Coast. So, I mean, I don't know how much of that weighs into it if they're who's doing what and where. So, I mean, that could have been a big thing.
I don't know. This year seems better, but I don't know if maybe it could be that, you know, we're talking to you. We got Matt coming on next week, but like last year, honestly, if it wasn't for Facebook, I wouldn't have even known X Games was on TV. Is that bad?
Mm-hmm.
That's
because if it wasn't for the 8,000 postings that everyone puts on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and everything, I wouldn't know that Ryan Villapoto won before the main event 3,000 times in one day. Or I wouldn't know who was the top 5 in every single heat race. So, no, you're good.
Because it's like, I think maybe I just don't watch as much TV as I used to. I don't know. I never see anything. The only time I see anything, it's social media stuff, and that's it.
You know, it's because you're not in Austin, Texas. Last couple of years out here, they actually played numerous commercials for tickets for X Games. So it could be a lot of it. You know, it's if you were to relocate to Austin, Texas region area, you might see some commercials.
It's hot in Texas.
It's hot in Minnesota, too. Why do you think I'm sitting in Southern California? But it was hot here today. It was hot all weekend where I was, so it's not saying much.
I was going to say, it's not hot now.
In Minnesota, or?
Yeah.
Well, you know, you come on over. I'm at Matt's house. I just walked over and realized there's an apple tree in the backyard. I'll give you an apple or two.
Awesome.
We'll be there in 36 hours. Of course, you'll be gone.
36. 36. You know, when I moved out here, it only took me 22 hours to drive out.
Not a night driver.
And Dubs ran his mouth and told me he could drive for hours and hours on end. I drove for the first 12 hours straight. I said, "Dude, do you want to take it for a bit?" He go, "Yeah." I woke up 2.5 hours later. We're pulled over on the side of the road. He's sleeping. I'm like, "What is this?" I woke up, hit the road. So
some people aren't cut out for life on the road.
That was the thing. He was on the road. He did arena cross for 2 years.
I know,
working for GPS George. I couldn't believe it.
There's a funny story. It was me, Dubs, and the Whoop Monster is actually from my hometown. So for some reason, he was going down to Tulsa for the arena cross. So I swung down. Me and Dubs picked him up, and then we drove down. And I was in my little Astro van, and all I had were, the 2 front seats, and that was it. So Dubs kind of sat in the middle and laid down by my bike in the back. And then I can't remember who was down there, but he just rode down with us, and then he rode back with somebody else. But that was kind of funny. Insert crickets.
What do you want me to say?
Holy balls. Jeff's in here.
Where?
Yeah, I've been lurking for a while.
Jerk?
Jerkin? No, I've
Did
been
you say jerkin or lurking?
I like the lurking.
From the party over the weekend.
Still hungover?
Just
All
a sore
right.
throat.
Oh boy.
We got a serious question to ask everyone now that we've got 4 in here. Red Bull girls or Monster Energy girls?
Definitely Red Bull.
I would agree with.
Question?
I would agree with Red Bull.
Andy, comment?
Can I? Honestly, can we add a year to this? Do I have to say 2014 Monster Girls, or can I say 2011 and 10?
We're gonna go 2014 monster to round 2 of outdoors Red Bull girls.
Are you talking about the girls that wear like the flannel shirts with the shorts? The Daisy
Yeah.
Dukes?
The Daisy
Those are-
Dukes. I've only
are they
seen a
Red Bull
couple.
girls?
They're women.
I didn't see those girls at Glen Helen. I thought those were just the Hangtown chicks.
No. I'm
That's
surprised
confusing.
you
I like the outdoors chicks way better.
I'm surprised you didn't jump ship.
No, I'm not into the black leather bullshit.
Except when Diana's in them. That's right.
Yeah, I'm okay with her.
Well, Jeff, you got any questions for Andy? I don't know how long you've been stalking us here.
No, like 2 minutes is all.
Oh.
I really don't know what's even going on. I haven't even watched the races.
Don't feel bad. That makes 2 of us.
You guys are horrible.
Hey, I watched them.
Killing me.
I know who won. I didn't watch them.
I stayed up till midnight last night to watch them. So
What?
You're a better man than I am, I guess.
well, I don't know if I'd go that far, but it is what it is.
I guess I did watch one. I did watch one moto of 250s, I think.
What did you think of Grant Langston giving Zach Bell the nickname Pocket Rocket?
I like that.
I was like, dear God, quit saying that.
Dude, that guy's funny. He's like, he has no filter. I like it. I'm waiting for him to drop the F-bomb or something on there.
I am too. I like the fact that he actually says damn and hell and darn and heck. But yeah, I'm like you. I'm waiting for him to drop the F-bomb or say something he shouldn't, and then I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
I think he's already said a bunch
off.
of things he shouldn't because he seems like he's like, I don't know, he's not nearly as PC as Emick usually is. You know, Emick cleans everything up and won't bag on a guy or nothing. This dude's like, he's going nuts about lappers, and it's just, I like it. I like his little unfiltered version.
I think honestly, I think GL will probably blow somebody out when it comes down to one of those lapper deals when Martin's now up by 45 seconds and Cooper Webb has somehow kept up with him. They were him or Purcell, because I don't see anybody else touching those 3. That's going to be the 3, I think, all summer from the lap times I've seen, and it's going to happen. They're going to catch lappers. The lapper's going to get in the way, and I think that's when GL is going to drop the F-bomb. And he's going to tell you the story about some time when it happened to him, and it's going to flip out, and he's going to say he's going to drop the F-bomb, and then he's going to drop a second one, and he goes with another one of, I just said it on TV, I'm sorry. He's going to hope that the double negative crosses itself out.
Be all right.
I think the weeds will probably save him, though. I think Timmy Wygant's pretty fast and pretty slick on the microphone. He'll cover it up good and make it through.
Oh, shoot. What else for Andy? I'm excited. So are you going to be tuning in next week then? I think I'm going to make sure I'm here at the house when he does it. And I'm going to sit right in front of him and watch him do it and drink Coors Lights on a regular. I'm going to funnel beers out of his funnel while he's doing the show, just so it makes it awkward for him to sit there and have me watch him. Just so it makes it better for you guys. Perfect.
And then I'm going to text you questions while the show is going on of things that Matthew has done in a span that I've known him that will make the listeners go, oh my, this guy's entertaining. I want to hang out with him.
That's what we want.
I've tried to give King one question, like the first few weeks after I did the show. I think I tried to give him a question a week of every single person you guys had on, of something that they had done around me that was entertaining, like Nick Jackson wearing the knee brace on his elbow, climbing up my stairs on New Year's Eve.
Which I think he declined to answer.
Yeah, we'll just say it was New Year's Eve and he was wearing a knee brace on his arm. There was another one I can't remember, but yeah, Nick's got to be politically correct. He owns a business. It's got to be safe. That stuff.
I don't think any of his customers would care.
Probably not.
Better he doesn't remember it.
I think he legitimately doesn't remember it.
there's a possibility. I'm not going to point fingers. I'm not going to say yes or no, but there's a possibility.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, there's a possibility.
Oh, shoot. All right, boys. Well, should we hit up the break? Let Andy get back to...
I'm wore out. I gotta get...
I know, you've been here for 4 minutes, you prick.
I could go use a bar of soap or two real quick.
Well, cool, Andy. Well, thanks for bailing me out. Coming on a little
worries,
early.
That's all right.
But, yeah.
Oh my God! I'm watching my neighbor mow his postage stamp-sized lawn with a riding lawnmower. I don't even know how he turns that thing around on his property.
Well, tell Matt, good luck from these clowns at Talkin Moto, and we'll, it's Saturday, right? I wrote this down.
No, Friday. Friday night, 7 o'clock Central Time, 5 o'clock California time.
Is Vicky out there too? Is she doing Best Whip again?
Yeah, that's on right before Step Up, I believe.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, Friday. I was thinking the Speed and Style is on Saturday. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey Andy, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Matt Bighton in that Speed and Style a couple years ago when he took out like a friend of his, or maybe he got taken out by a friend of his?
It wasn't a matter of a takeout. It was last year. Him and Mason. It's a touchy subject. It's probably still a little touchy for some people. It came into a corner. There was a product on Mike Mason's bike. We're going to stay politically correct. If you want to find out, you can go searching for it. If you have a brake snake on and your brake lever gets hooked on a stock Yamaha fork guard and gets ripped completely off, I'm going to go with you got some bad products. So Matt just came in. He was in second. He came in just to, it wasn't a matter of, he knew Mason's hands down the fastest freestyle guy. He was amazing as arena cross guy. The guy flies. Probably the fastest freestyle racer. One of the fastest, I should say, period. Came in. Matt ducked in on the corner, not like on purpose because they're both really good friends. Mason came up, hit him completely inadvertently. It ripped off the brake pedal. End of the night for Mason, and it was a bad deal. Like Matt honestly felt horrible. Like he literally threw the bike into my hands and ran over to Mason to apologize over and over again.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was not good. But yeah, there's nothing really you can do about it, especially when it's done.
Yeah, it was completely inadvertent, like over. I don't know how many times you could have possibly apologized and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean, this is your event. I wasn't trying to screw you up. It was a matter of your brake literally got hooked on my fork guard and ripped off of your bike. So, the fact that your brake ripped off on a fork guard is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, cool, man. We'll get that bike ready to rip. We'll be tuning in.
I will do my best.
Nice. All right, guys.
I will definitely try to get you over some stuff next week so you can have a very entertaining conversation with Matthew next weekend. Next week, I should say.
Just make it so he'll get mad at us.
I don't think it's possible.
Oh, all right.
I don't think it's possible.
I accept that challenge.
All right. I will do my best to get you better questions than I already had planned out.
Did he hang up on us? No. But cool. All right, guys, let's hit up the commercial. And thanks again, Andy, and good luck the rest of your journeys.
Thanks, buddy. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Later.
Thanks, Andy.
Yep. Bye.
All right, boys. Here we go. Break time. Hey, what is going on, everybody? I just want to say thank you to everyone out there that's been supporting the Talkin Moto podcast. It has been amazing. We have a great group of guys. We have an awesome list of sponsors. So please keep sharing, keep liking, keep spreading the word about the Talkin Moto podcast. And I hope you're enjoying the show. A special thanks to Motokazi.com. Motokazi holds AMA District 23 sanctioned races at both Kellogg and Mankato, as well as hosts the Motokazi Supercross Championship Series, which is all over Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. They also have organized practice at Kellogg, Jordan, and at Mankato, as well as offer race schools so you can get all tuned in on all your riding techniques. Make sure to check out Motokazi.com for more details. We would like to thank Mike from MB1 Suspension. Based out of Corona, California, they offer suspension, engine, and coating services. Please give them a call today at 951-371-5045 or check them out online at mb1suspension.com and make sure to tell them that you heard about them from us on the Talkin Moto podcast. Hey, we got Andy and Chad from the Open Mic. It's a weekly comedy podcast, and they talk about anything and everything, and they usually do. I've been on the podcast a few times, and it is a good time for sure. It's Friday nights, 8 p.m. Central. It's available on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. There's more information available online at theopenmicpodcast.com. Pro Action by FTM is one of our many great sponsors. FTM offers support to you, the rider, trackside, so when you need it the most, FTM is there for you. Not only do they offer great suspension work, but they also have many other great bike parts and accessories to help you out on the track. So make sure to check them out today at finetune.com. The Talkin Moto podcast is proud to announce that they've teamed up with Plainview Powersports. Plainview Powersports is your Kawasaki motorcycle, ATV, and side-by-side headquarters. Located in Plainview, Minnesota, you can reach them at 507-534-3520 or check them out online at plainview-powersports.com. All right, thanks everyone for listening to us on the Talkin Moto podcast. We really appreciate it. If you can, go on to our website, talkinmoto.com. Support those that are supporting us. Everyone's link is up on the website. We're on Stitcher, we're on iTunes, we're on SoundCloud. Everything gets posted up on YouTube. So please give us a like, share, subscribe, and I hope you're enjoying the show. So let's get back to it. What up, what up?
I'm here.
So, it was the wife's, we won't say a number, but birthday this weekend, right?
Yeah.
And a good time was had by all?
No, what? No, you talking to me? No, it wasn't my wife's birthday.
What happened this weekend?
My brother's bachelor party.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
And I think everyone had a good time. I didn't see anyone who was too upset, so. We went to Zorba's on Gull Lake. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but on the lake up in Pequot Lakes or Nisswa, I guess. I don't know, somewhere in there. And let's just say there was like 200 people in a tiny room and a lot of females, and it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
That's why I must have been yelling a whole bunch because I hardly could talk. So.
You yelling? No.
No yelling.
I didn't get as drunk as I thought I was gonna get though. I don't know what happened. I think they forgot to put booze in those drinks up there.
Watered down.
They were a little weak.
Well, what'd you think? Little Martin pretty much kicking ass again.
It was awesome, but made for kind of boring racing.
We should tell them to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah,
make it a little more entertaining.
I don't know. I kind of like it. I like it.
Yeah, we figure we probably got to get him on here since he's from like 45 minutes from here.
Jeremy, come on the show.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to work on that, and we're probably gonna have to do a little more than that.
I'm betting he didn't listen to that.
Please? Should we say please? Make sure we say please.
Yes.
But no, I thought it was awesome. I like it.
Well, there must be something going on. Like his bike is just working awesome, and he's obviously riding on with a ton of confidence. And I think it's. I don't think anyone's going to have much. Who are these people that have Facebook? Too many people. Not too many people I think can run with him right now. So.
I don't think
Maybe
anybody
Cooper
can run
Webb.
with him right now.
Cooper Webb might be close if he can get a start and get start with him. It'd be interesting to see him start 1 and 2.
I was gonna say, I mean, what Martin hasn't gotten worse than a third place start maybe. He's been pretty much up front every moto, so definitely helps. But I know Webb had to come from way back. Well, not way back, but 15th that one moto to get up to second. So, but whoa,
Ooh,
did you hear that?
I did. I heard your vibrator.
That's the pocket rocket.
yeah.
Caleb, why would you send that to me? Don't ever do that again.
I just got it too.
He does that.
I told him it's fake though because he doesn't need that big of a blurry thing.
the blur is not correct.
Yeah, it's way too big.
Hearing that, I'm not even going to look at it. Delete.
I don't know if you guys saw this or not, because Jeff, you said you haven't seen all the races yet.
No, I know the results and stuff. I just haven't seen them.
It was pretty much after the end of the first lap, right when they crossed over the finish line. Webb came and put a pretty good block on Bogle right at the finish.
Was it? I did see that one. I did watch the 250s, I guess.
So
I might have watched. I don't know. I watched one of those, but yeah, he came. I thought it was maybe Zach Bell, but I guess it was Bogle. He just came slicing and dicing over.
yeah, cut it.
And then Then they came together. They came together once out there. Bogle kind of leaned in him and pushed him down in that right-hander, that real tight right-hander, where they were both in the same rut.
Yeah, Webb tried to go around the outside on that rut there, and
yeah, and then Webb came back after that and still passed him.
What was he thinking?
Uh-oh.
How do you try to pass somebody in the same rut on the outside?
Maybe he figured he was going so much faster that he wouldn't have time to.
Well, you know that guy's going to that rut. I mean, I don't know. Seemed like a pretty foolish maneuver to me.
What the Are you shitting me right now?
What's
Hey,
going on, Scotty?
what's the matter?
Well, the stream's apparently still working, but all of a sudden my I think we're gonna lose power.
What?
I'm sitting in my computer. I have my desktop. I have the laptop, which we're streaming on. All of a sudden, my light by my desk, it starts to flicker. Flickers, and then my desktop computer just shuts off.
Do you have a computer from like 1974 or what?
No.
And how are you sitting in it?
Oh, I'm stationed in front of it.
Okay.
Hey, welp. Sorry.
Well,
All right. Well, that's awesome. Not sure why.
Does anyone else want to buy a new Yamaha?
no.
I kind of do.
It's good that you brought that up, isn't? What's that stupid saying? Well, I guess
Win
it
on Sunday,
sells
sell
on
on Monday or
Monday.
something?
Yeah, that is retarded.
Well,
That's
isn't
for
that the whole
people.
reason they're racing, though? I mean, that's really the
That's the
beginning
only
of what
reason.
started it, you know?
No.
But that's for the people that believe that they can go buy that exact bike off the showroom floor.
Which I bet 75% of the casual fans probably think they can go buy that bike.
I'm sure they do.
I've owned Yamahas a lot, and they're pretty good stuff, but I haven't really even considered one recently. I don't know why. But I think I might start considering them. Looks like it's a good bike.
I don't consider one because I can't afford one.
Who's got the bird?
Can you hear my birds?
Oh, yeah, I can hear him.
I got like every window in the house wide open, and the door to the deck is wide open.
How aren't you blowing away? It's like a hurricane down here.
Oh, it's like a hurricane, but I'm warm, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like right now, if I could go out and buy a bike, I'd go get a Honda. I probably wouldn't even think about anything else.
And you're a Honda loyalist like Jason, so
Oh,
you
You
guys
talk
have
like
never owned
that's
anything
you
else.
talk like that's a problem, though.
you
Well,
want
no, it's not a bad thing. But
you
I
want
mean, you
to
guys probably, even if they had a bad bike, though, would you still buy it?
you want to
Well,
know?
again, I'd have to be able to afford it, and I can't afford to buy a new bike. But I don't know. I don't know if it's as much about how good or bad the bike is as much as it is it's what I've always had, and it's what I know. I can't believe there aren't more people like us out there, I guess, that kind of stick with the same thing no matter what. It's one thing that I've always thought is crazy about motocross is that everybody's so quick to jump to whatever a magazine says or whatever is a little bit cheaper than the rest of them. Or I think it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know. What I don't like about the Yamahas is it looks like they ran into a tree with the front fender. That
Well, at least if you do run into a tree, you're not going to hit your nuts on the gas cap.
There you go.
there is that. But so, all right, let's get back to it.
I'm kind of surprised more companies haven't went to a gas cap design that's like a flush mount, because didn't Honda's factory bikes used to have a flush mount? I seen it somewhere. Maybe it was like when Racer X did those Japan spy photos or whatever. But they basically had a cap that you stuck your fingers down in to turn it,
Ooh.
and it was recessed into the top of the tank, and it seemed like a good idea. But now Yamaha's the only one that's gone to a capless tank.
For some reason, that reminded me of a story from over the weekend.
Hmm.
Can we tell it?
No.
Which part?
We will leave that at that.
Which part of my story?
Sticking your fingers down in.
Oh.
Earmuffs. Earmuffs.
I don't remember that, but it happens.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Was there a black dress involved?
Yes, I believe there was.
Hey, Scotty, does your wife spell her name with 2 M's?
That is true.
Oh.
Are you Facebook stalking again?
What was
I
she
have
doing there?
Facebook, Talkin Moto, and this thing open. What was she doing there? Hey, what was she doing at Zorba's?
The other thing, I thought this is going Canadian now, but I thought Jesse was gonna do a little bit better that second moto, but he crashed, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's what I thought I read, but not too bad. Second 4 or 2.5 for, is it fourth? I think.
Yeah, I think it was 4th overall.
So.
Hey, did you guys touch it all on Stewart's crazy setup? I guess I kind of watched some of the 450 Moto too. Didn't he have some kind of ungodly setup that wasn't working in the first couple laps?
Yeah, I don't know what their idea was there, because he looked like he was riding a pogo stick.
There was a video. I don't know if it was Dirt Rider or what. I caught it just before we started, but it's like some guy, GoPro, and Stewart comes back. Whoa. Stewart comes back after the first moto, hands the bike off to his mechanic. He takes his goggles off and just whips them on the floor and then walks into the back of the semi. Like, that's not very nice.
Didn't like his goggles, huh?
Apparently.
I can't figure out how you don't have like a good setup to go off of that's pretty good. Seems like, I don't know, maybe he's not the best test rider or something, because you'd think you'd have a pretty solid. That bike has been a really good handling bike for a lot of years now, and they haven't made any real drastic changes to it. I can't believe they don't have a better setup right out of the box. It blows my mind that they could be that far off.
I agree. I mean, yeah, tracks are different or whatever, but how do they not keep notes from the year before, or, you know, have a decent baseline anyway? I can't believe they could be that far off.
It was pretty ugly, I know that.
Yeah, it was.
I thought he was going to crash in the first couple laps just because he pulled on all the turns and.
No faith from Jeff.
No.
Well, I agree. I was waiting for the same thing.
Bear with me.
No, I will not bear with you.
There's a bear with you? You should get out of there. Bears are dangerous.
Oh, God. Let's just call it a wrap. Go,
Deal.
go upstairs and enjoy a Coors Light. I have
Go
them.
back. I can go back to work then.
Yep. Everyone back to work. What are you doing to the race rig? You had to put in a new radiator or fix?
Yeah, I got a new radiator tonight.
Is
And new oil cooler lines and tranny cooler lines and all that fun stuff.
is this too soon to call this the Vanimal 2? Or
It is. It's Project Vanimal 2 right now.
okay, all right. But so now is this? It's got to have a little bit more room than previous van, right?
Oh, it's got a lot more room than previous van.
It's is it the extended?
Yep.
Nice. Cool.
Yep.
What do you
Yeah, and
got, 2
I
weeks
thought
to do a big deal?
I got 9 days. Oh, wait, today's Monday. 8 days.
Mm.
So.
Isn't that a terrible feeling when you feel like you're running out of time?
Oh, it's horrible. That's why I got home from work and I was like, the radiator was sitting out on the front step. I'm like, well, what the hell? At least get the other one torn out, you know. And I get it torn out and I look and it's 6 o'clock. I'm like, I got time. I can get the new one put in. Next thing I know, Scott's calling. I'm like, shit.
As Scott's in a sheer panic when I can't get a hold of any of you two.
Yeah, I just figured if I texted Jason, he'd be telling you that I'm going to be late.
That only works if I'm on time.
He texted me like a half hour later or something, or 40 minutes later. Yeah, he goes, me too. So,
Panic.
I got home yesterday at like 3 o'clock and I'm just going nuts because I got so much I want to get done, but nothing was here to get it done. So now that everything's here, I just got to get stuff done because I am running out of time. And I thought I had all next weekend, but apparently I have a wedding to go to on Saturday, so now I don't.
Ooh.
So we're gonna get right down to the wire here, I think.
what do you mean
That's
now
how
you
I
don't
like
have
it.
a wedding? Is that what you said?
No, I said now I don't have all weekend next week.
Oh,
Are you still planning on leaving on Wednesday?
That is the plan. I want to be there as quickly after they open the gate as possible.
Nice. Cool. I think I will either, like I said before, either Friday, or I'll either come down Friday after work, or I'll be down right away Saturday morning.
Sweet.
is anyone else from up here going down there for the Thursday practice?
The only one that I know of is, I talked to Travis Muller. He's going down, but I guess he's really not from your neck of the woods, but not too far.
I know Isaiah Rydell's going, but I don't know when he's going yet. We haven't nailed that down, so I'm kind of hoping he'll want to go Wednesday and get there as early as possible because it'd be nice to be parked by somebody that isn't a complete stranger.
Just get like a half slaughtered lamb and throw it over the side. And psych them out.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I don't think Jason knows him that well to do that.
No, I really don't.
You probably think you're a weirdo.
for strangers,
Yeah.
who cares? You're not gonna see him again.
You never know.
But yeah, I
Where
mean,
can you get information about this regional?
mcitymotopark.com.
Oh, they do have it on Thursday. That's crazy. I didn't know they did that. That's kind of nice to get 2 days of practice.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's only 3 10-minute sessions each day, but it's better than nothing, that's for sure.
dang, that is not a lot. You think is that
No.
just a turn? There's got to be a ton of people there.
Oh, I would assume so.
So,
Yeah.
not to make you nervous, Jason, but that's what I'm excited to see you race, see Travis race, and then I'm pretty sure in between all that we're gonna see some awesome racing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So,
I'm fired up about the whole thing. I'm not even all that nervous anymore. I just want to get everything done and let's go.
yeah.
I'm fired up about it.
Jeff, you're not? What are you doing? Are you not going? Or
Yeah, I gotta go see my brother throw his life away. I gotta be there for that.
that's right. That's right.
I gotta write a speech for that little punk too.
Just wing it.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I don't know. I got cousins. No way.
I suppose we should talk a little dirt biking, I guess.
I'm pretty sure that's what we've been doing.
Well, on the pro level, what these guys are doing. I got a few points.
I'm watching Tin Cup. I want to talk about golf.
Oh, dude, I'm going tomorrow.
Are you?
I'm going tomorrow for work. That's like double score.
Lucky.
Yep. Actually, after we get done here, I have to dig my golf clubs out of the garage, actually.
Sweet. Oh, after Saturday, I'm all fired up to go golfing again. That was a good time.
All right, so now I was listening to and watching Moto 1 of the 450s. They were talking about Weston Pike. Now that he's pretty much factory, now does that kind of take away some of the, should we not be surprised now that he's beaten, Chad Reed or Jake Weimer or,
Oh, I don't think you should be surprised. That dude's been. I thought that was like a whole topic of conversation at one point about him because we just kept getting everyone is blown away by his rides, but it's like at some point, don't you start expecting those if he does it regularly?
Well, and it's not like Weimer or Reed or any of those guys are lighting the world on fire right now either. So yeah, he should be right in there. It should. I expect him to do well like that.
And this is going to be his like comfort area, I mean, outdoors is what he's going to be more comfortable on than Supercross, just because it's not like he was groomed from the time he was, a kid to be a pro. So he probably didn't have access to Supercross tracks until he got his pro license. Whereas a lot of these guys, these young kids, have been riding Supercross tracks most of it since they've been on like probably 85s.
right?
So I think this will be. I mean. What he's doing is about what's expected of him. I think that with his new program, I would think that he should be more consistent from race to race. In the past, he'd have one good weekend, one bad weekend. I think now you gotta start putting it together when you've got a whole team behind you.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, he went 8-6 for 6th overall. So
How do you do with the opener? I can't recall when he did it. No.
I think
I thought he had a bad moto and a good moto.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, he did. Boy, put me on the spot. I think it was a good first moto, bad second moto. But I'd have to go back and double check. But I don't know. They were just talking about it, and it's like, now that, factory bike now, it's like we shouldn't be surprised that he's running up near the front versus before. Maybe not on. I don't know. I still think their stuff is good equipment too, what he was on before, but I'll quit talking.
No, don't.
Yep.
I miss the sound of your voice.
Liars. What do you think Barsha when his chain broke last week, how they did that little demonstration with
Well, yeah. I expect George Lindsay to come on and explain to me the mechanics behind how a chain breaks.
I thought it was good. But
I think she's so funny with her English accent, how she's talking about how when the I don't remember who it was, if it was Nicoletti or someone was in the pits trying to get their gear shifter or whatever she called it, and then she says they're bashing it about.
Yes.
Like what? What the heck?
it's funny.
I like
I don't
her,
know.
though. She's cool.
Sometimes I think when they try to get too technical like that, or I mean that's not even all that technical, but sometimes when they do that stuff, I think it's just kind of embarrassing. It's like who
Well, if
watching
you're gonna
this
do it, you
doesn't
should do like
understand what that is
you
and how
should do
that
like a
happens.
film segment ahead of time. Have a mechanic show you, have a bike with a chain on it, and say, this is what it looks like, and obviously a rock got between here and there, and
Yeah. All I kept thinking is, how is it that chain that she was holding is that clean? Because even a brand new chain is so full of sticky crap that she wouldn't touch it.
they probably cleaned it for her.
Well, they must have better cleaner than I have.
Ran it through some brake cleaner or something.
Well, they used to have that Honda Tech Tip. That was a while ago.
No.
But
Those always seem so dumb, too. It's like, here, we're going to talk about this for 15 seconds like it's actually going to help you.
what about Chad Watts and the Kawasaki? Remember those?
No.
Okay. Never mind then. But, alright, so Roxon, Dungy, Trey Kennard, Moto 1. Boom. Done.
Yeah. No surprise there, I don't think.
What? Did you see Shorty get rear-ended by Nicoletti? He was angry.
I don't know what it is about Shorty and getting rear-ended, but it seems to be his MO so far this year.
I didn't think he had anything to be mad about. I feel like that was almost more his fault.
No, I agree with you there. I can see how he probably thought that he should be mad about that, but I'm sure if he went back and watched it, he could probably admit that there was no wrongdoing.
Dang. Didn't we talk about this last week about having brake lights and flags? Maybe they need to bring that.
Yeah, flags. That's a good idea. Get them things whipping. I think they should start doing like the bike signal your turns like a bicyclist has to when you stop. Put one hand up or down or whatever it is. And
That would get it.
Oh, man.
they could penalize them if they didn't signal in the turns.
Man, I'm trying to look quick. I don't even see his name on the results.
I was going to say, what was the other one, but it was Georgia trying to explain how tear-offs work. I was like, really?
I couldn't see it. Of course, I was watching it on the computer. I didn't see the Roxon's, like, tear-offs. Were they, like, all gone and they were just hung up on one side?
Apparently, I couldn't see him either.
I
My
didn't
computer
see it.
isn't that good.
But second moto, Weimer, whole shot. And then I thought Medi was doing pretty good with, well, he led for a little bit, and then him and Barsha, then him and Roxon. And then Trey Kennard had to step on his parade and knock him over.
Oh, well, he had it coming.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty good. I think he ended up dropping way back, though. Crickets.
Crickets. Sorry, preoccupied.
I know, I'm trying to look. I'm not even seeing. I don't know. I'm all out of it right now.
So we talked about this a little bit over the weekend, but and it's obviously way too early to even mention it. My brother was saying that no one has ever swept the 250 class. Stewart was like super close to it, going undefeated. Martin says in interviews that he thinks he's going to get better as things go east, and I don't know if that's if he keeps getting starts like he does, and he's little, so I'm sure his starts are pretty good. His bike's obviously fast, so I don't see his starts going away unless he totally botches one. I guess if we get a couple more rounds in and he's still doing 1-1, we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, I think it's too early to be talking about that. You probably just jinxed him completely.
Somehow I think whatever I say on here doesn't matter squat.
What are you talking about? We're huge, man. We're big time. That's why he doesn't want to come on our show. He's afraid of the Talkin Moto curse.
Nice. Maybe we'll have a talkinmoto.com slider. If you're on the no, we shouldn't say that. Forget I said that. There is no Talkin Moto curse.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Put it on the slider.
I thought maybe this was a new burger at White Castle.
Talkin
Moto slider.
Dude, those are horrible. The only thing good at White Castle is chicken.
Yeah, and who eats chicken when it's in a ring? The most unnatural piece of, you probably can't even call it meat.
Hey, listen, we eat McChickens, so...
Yeah, but they're delicious.
Sorry. Got a little chatter in the chat room again. Nice.
Yeah, it's nice to see, considering when I jumped in there was 3 of us.
Yeah, hasn't been good. Been an off night for the Talkin Moto podcast.
It has.
That's okay.
And I apologize to the listeners for my part in that.
I make no apologies.
Things are busy. Things are busy.
Dude, okay, so what do we got? I have some stickers. We're working on stickers.
Big stickers?
I'll have my plotter with if we want to deck that van out next weekend. This weekend. You say it.
You show up and make it happen. I don't care.
So yeah, we can do that. I'm coming up Saturday morning, I think. So, but
I will be around Saturday until about 2, I'm guessing, but I'll be around all day Sunday.
I'll just leave the van in the driveway. I'll take care of it.
Come home and be like, what the hell?
You
can install my window tint for me too while you're here.
But no, I'm gonna try to get not a handful. I'd like to get a bunch of decals we can hand out. Finally got the business cards ordered, so I'm gonna pick them up on Saturday too. And Jason, because you're a medium, right, for a shirt?
Yeah.
I can see. I haven't nailed down the design, but I'm trying to do it'll still be a t-shirt, but we're gonna do some sort of design on a shirt, so for the weekend. So
nice.
I'm excited.
Nice.
But that's it.
I don't know if you guys read any of this interview with Jeremy Martin on Racer X, but it's pretty funny.
I didn't get a chance to look at that. I wanted to.
It's good. The guy says, "We talked about tracks you like. Do you have any opinion of Spring Creek?" He says, "Spring Creek's an all right track. My mom and dad could definitely do a better job."
That's what he said.
I'm pretty sure if you listen to it, he's probably joking because the whole thing he says, you'll have to have a talk with him. Set him aside and have a talk with him about how they can do better. That's funny.
I mean, I don't know how you guys would go about that, but to me it's yeah, that's where you grew up racing, but it's got to be just another another track, you know.
Well, I think if anything, I don't want to say that hurts him, but I mean, anybody that spends too much time at one track knows that that's not good. You know, so obviously, yeah, he had an advantage to have a place like that growing up, but you can't take away the fact that he's just a badass right now.
Right.
And I'm still surprised that everybody seems so shocked that he's doing as well as he is. You know, they made such a big deal about him at the beginning of the Supercross season, and all of a sudden it comes to outdoors and nobody expects anything out of him.
I don't know that we expected not as much out of him, or I just think everyone else they expected everyone else to be better. I wouldn't have guessed that. I guess I would have said he was definitely a title contender, being that last year he had some really good outdoor rides, and then he finished up the year pretty well in Supercross. He didn't start good, but I think everyone thought that he would be battling with people and not just blowing their doors off.
Yeah.
And the thing that impresses me the most about it is he looks so comfortable doing it. Like, he's riding at a pace that's a couple seconds faster than a lot of people, and he is riding smooth as can be. He's out there jumping braking bumps like they're triples,
Yeah.
I'm watching him go down that mechanics section where they kind of drop into some breakers and then bounce up over, and you can almost see him kind of bunny hopping the bike to kind of keep in a rhythm over the braking bumps. And he definitely had the flow and looked smooth. He doesn't even have I didn't see any real sketchy moments at all.
No, not at all. He definitely, if you just watched him all moto long, and watched, say, second or third or fourth or whatever, you'd swear to God they're going the same speed just because of how comfortable he looks. He doesn't look like he's going that fast when you watch him, I don't think.
What do you think? I guess
I'm pretty sure I could keep up with him.
Yeah, no problem. What are your surprises with the 250 class? Like, like Baggett not being up there. Obviously Wilson's out now. I think Pro Circuit's kind of hurting, but
Well, they got to figure out a way to get their bikes through a moto.
right.
I mean, that's got to be.
What did Baggett have a DNF that second moto?
Yep.
He said I caught it at when we were up north. I watched it. They were interviewing him in the pits or something. He said the motor let go. So that's a pretty serious malfunction. And then last week they had Wilson's malfunction, which now I've heard someone say that he went to gas it and the bike cut out. He was gassing it to jump over some braking bumps down the hill, and the bike cut out and pitched him over.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it was definitely a motor thing, or whatever, they'll call it an electrical fault.
Well, I thought
That's
it
got to
would.
be a problem for them.
Well, I think it's pretty interesting that Langston was saying that Mitch flat out said we've exhausted all of our resources looking for this problem. What are we supposed to do? So it sounds like he's just throwing in the towel for the year.
I think I'd be going to. You got to just start trying different ignitions. Stock ignitions. I know they're using GET ignitions. I'm pretty sure they're using those GET ignitions.
Yeah.
You listen to another podcast. I think they had a guy from GET on there, and they said that he was hating with using them. But
What other podcast is there other than ours?
I think there's another one, kind of an underground one. It's up and coming.
I heard that one was in its waning years.
That's maybe what I meant.
Yeah.
It's up and coming to get up and get up.
It's underground because it's dead and buried.
I don't know. You know what? I'm really happy to see Christophe Pourcel back. I know Jason doesn't like him, but I just like watching him ride because he looks like he is barely moving.
If I never had to see him or listen to him talk, I'd be just fine with him. But as soon as they did his interview, I was like, just hate you.
Oh, I didn't even see his interview. Was it bad?
Well, you can't understand a word the guy says. At least I
You can
can.
hold it against him because he has an accent.
I am.
So he goes, 8-3 for third. Webb 2-2. Martin 1-1.
Well, I watched interviews this week because Scott told me how good they were last week, and they weren't your run-of-the-mill motocross interviews, and they sure seemed pretty run-of-the-mill to me.
See, I didn't even catch any of them this week. You'll have to go back and.
I got a bag on Martin's a little bit this week because it was so cliche. It was like my bike got me off to a great start. My Dunlop, Dunlop tires were hooking up awesome, and he was kind of going through the list.
It wasn't even my bike. It was my FMF pipe got me the whole shot.
It was just like making sure that he was talking about how well all of his products were working. Which, I mean, I guess you got to do that. I think they'd do better if they didn't. If the people that were sponsoring these riders would say, just go up there and talk. Don't care. Don't worry about mentioning us. We're gonna get coverage elsewhere. I don't know that too many people are out buying those products because of him. Maybe they're. I don't know. I liked his helmet. I'll tell you that. I liked his carbon fiber Bell Moto 09. That was nice looking.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
I thought it was just a black helmet at first, but then when they showed him taking it off at the end, it was all carbon. It was pretty sweet.
What's going on with this stupid computer?
Oh.
But
It's your shoddy equipment.
I can't do anything right. But okay, now we're good. I don't know. I guess I'm still surprised. Like Purcell, that's 2 weeks in a row he's gotten, the Oakley bomb deal for qualifying. Yet, I mean, he got third. I guess I don't know. Maybe if he gets the whole shot, he can check out. Maybe, but I don't know.
You gotta say it like Langston. It's the Okie bomb.
I'm not one to talk about how other people talk. We know this.
Did you think he'd be better?
No.
What are you surprised by?
I thought he'd be better.
Yeah.
Like Purcell, Anderson,
He's been laying down some crazy lap times in qualifying. I think it's interesting that he can't back it up when it comes to racing.
I would bet it's probably a lot to do with, getting in that, getting comfortable riding around 40 other bikes is probably.
I agree. I'm sure that is a big part of it, and I think that if he, figures out a way to pull a whole shot and gets out front and gets comfortable, it will probably be a completely different story.
Dirt bikes are dangerous.
It's kind of interesting because the last two tracks have been super rough, and usually he's really good at that because he finds really good lines. But maybe they weren't rough enough for him to excel, or maybe he's not as good at finding the lines as he used to be. But it's obviously good in practice. So it's just a matter of time before you see him probably win one. I think. I wouldn't be willing. I probably think he's going to be a heavy title favorite if he gets through these next couple rounds and keeps getting better because he's got some pretty good experience, I think. Whereas the other guys are, just coming into it. So.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought it was pretty funny. They were talking about how he pretty much had the title not wrapped up, but he had 2 years in a row that it slipped away. And I think the last one, however he did in the first moto, I'm like, he's got it, because I think we were at our wedding reception, and I checked the results. I'm like, dang it, and oh no, didn't he crash in practice and dislocate his shoulder, or did he crash in the second moto? I don't remember now.
Talking about the one at Pala when he lost the title in the last moto or something?
Yeah.
Or no, it was the first moto of the last race, I think.
Because I don't remember. Yeah, so he crashed out. I remember that. We did a couple shots.
Yeah, he actually broke his shoulder, I think. He broke something in his arm. That was the year Kennard won it, I think, right? The year before was Gunji.
Yeah.
That would have been 2009 when Dungy won it. In 2010 when Kennard won it. But yeah, that I think in 2009 it wasn't really so much his fault when the bike let go at Southwick. That was not much you can do about that. Crashing though was definitely the rider's fault, I think. Unless I'm doing the crashing, then it's always someone else's fault.
Obviously.
I'm too good to crash on my own.
Trying to get to the overall points. Dang it.
Dang it.
Stupid computer.
Scott, did you throw out the Geico plug at 15 minutes tonight?
Heck no.
I laughed every time they got 15 minutes into the moto, and Wygant threw that out. The one time he threw out the entire plug, though, without saying Geico. And then at the end, Langston was like, "You mean Geico, right?"
Yeah, it's pretty.
You know what, Langston should just say, everybody knows that when he gets done saying that, like their new commercials. Did you know 15 minutes could take, everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that.
But did you know? This is.
Whoa.
Chris Palmquist says Anderson needs to stay up on two wheels, and I agree. I'd like to see him finish a race a little better than he has. But that, you guys see him fall down and then like Muskin hit him or whatever?
Yeah, and
Mhm.
he washed the
First
front
row.
end out.
Yeah, he was coming from like as far outside as you can go to try to get to that inside rut. That was kind of a weird line, I thought. I suppose he figured if he went outside, he was probably going to lose a half dozen spots because there were so many guys right there. But
I think he just kind of figured he could carry more speed through the corner coming from the outside like that, but
probably missed a lot of breakers too.
it's a risky move. That was a Brad Cunningham move if I've ever seen one.
It looked a little wet coming in there too.
A little bit.
See, that's what I like about Hangtown versus Glen Helen. It just seemed like there was more room, I guess. You know, maybe I'm not picturing it correctly, but it just seemed like there was more lines and it wasn't so one line. Does that make any sense to anybody?
Well, it seemed to me like the track held up quite a bit better. You know, a lot of those corners, I mean, you got to the point where the ruts got so deep you had to make a different line because they just got to where they weren't even passable anymore.
Yeah. This is going backwards a little bit, but Jeff, were you saying you thought Purcell would be a title contender?
I think he will, yeah.
He's already 37 points back.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but anything can and will happen.
Right. Yeah, like Mooskin, he's 50 back, and he's in 5th in points.
Who?
Marvin Mooskin?
Who?
Muskin?
There you go. I know who that is. Moose can.
Mayonnaise?
how far back is Cooper Webb? He's got to be 12 points back. Yeah,
I
12
think he's
points
12
back.
back, yeah. So, yeah, I
There's
mean,
going
you
to be a
can...
lot of people that are a long ways back when you go out there and get 100 points in the first 2 races.
Right.
So if he keeps that up, there won't be anyone even close to him. But I have my suspicions.
I don't see him just completely running away with it.
Yeah, no, I think like you guys said, I think it's too early, plus, you know...
Well, there's so much weird stuff that can happen.
Right.
And plus, I mean, wait till we get some mud races. Those really shake things up.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get 1 or 2. So, what do we got next weekend? We got Colorado,
Yep.
Yep.
and then we got. We're gonna take a break for a while. We got another race right after that, right? High Point.
I thought there was a break in there.
I think I read that High Point was only 2 weeks away. So,
All right. So, Hangtown. Yeah, Thunder Valley. Then High Point the next week. And yeah, there's a break in between Tennessee. Red Bud.
I saw somebody commented in the chat room earlier about the difference in racing at higher elevation. That's still an issue as far as, you know, your body's concerned and your fitness is that. But is it as big of an issue now with the bikes, do you think?
With the FI, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, I tend to think there's probably still a little bit of power loss there, but I don't think it's anywhere near as big a deal as it used to be.
Yeah, well, they were saying that they start in first gear. Like Jeremy in his interview said he was going to do first gear starts, and
well, that's just because they're going straight uphill, though, isn't it?
I don't know. It seems to me that I don't think I'd ever consider starting in first gear. I can't believe that they do it.
I don't either. I mean, I'd loop out right there. I'd be looking
unless
for
they've got like factory trannies that have different gear ratios and stuff. But
well, I'm sure they're not running the stock gear ratios when they do that, when they're planning on having to do that.
Yeah, I don't think you could. You'd be out there pulling stumps.
Yeah, and I know, like my bike, I would have to shift gears before I cross the gate.
Well, that's just it. It seems like the time you have to shift would, negate any advantage or any power advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Because it takes a little bit of time to shift. That's what were we talking about? Like Andrew Short was starting in third gear at times in Supercross because he didn't have to, take that shift. So he would get pretty good starts because he was. I don't know how they came up with that. But,
well, it makes sense if you can master your clutch well enough to make it work.
Yeah. I feel like even at altitude, these bikes will wheelie you right over backwards in second gear, so I can't imagine that you'd need to start in first. But
yeah, I wouldn't.
Who am I to say?
Well, I mean, we come from a long history. Combined, we have a wealth of moto knowledge.
I've heard that somewhere. I heard you claim that about me one place. Not sure it was true. But.
It's more than I got.
Were you going somewhere else with that?
Not really.
We have a lot of knowledge.
I just brought it up in an interview at Kellogg, that's all.
So are you going to be singing at the fair? Have you been contracted?
At the fair? No.
For the fair race.
At what fair?
Scott County Fair.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm working at that one or not. I don't remember.
July 23rd?
I doubt it.
Wednesday night?
I don't know. Don't make me go look at that email again.
What was I seeing? Oh, Chris asked if Dungy or Roxon had the points lead, so yes. He's 5 up on Dunge.
I don't think he was asking. Was he?
Yeah.
You're going to get awkward in the KTM truck.
Does Roxon have points lead now? Question mark.
I see that now. I'm sorry.
I may not be able to talk, but I can read sometimes.
Got yourself a real statistician there. Does he know anything about racing?
No.
That's a Days of Thunder reference.
Are you guys into NASCAR?
No. I used to be, as you probably very well know. But
Here's a funny story. We went down to St. Louis for the Supercross, and I may or may not have had 1 or 2 beers, and 1 or 2 beers gets Scott pretty well on his way. So we're at Hooters, and there's this couple from, I don't know if they're from Tennessee or Kentucky or wherever. So they probably think I'm talking funny. I think they're talking funny. And she says something like, I swear to this day she asks, she asks us, do you guys drive a nice car? And I went down with Tony. I said, nah, we came down in a Jeep or something like that. And Tony's looking at me like, what the heck? And she's like, do you guys watch NASCAR? And Guess you had to be there, but it was pretty funny.
I can see a little bit of humor in that.
But
I chuckled.
But anyway, so I was in the office on Sunday and had the NASCAR race on, and so the short story is, I think it was Kyle Busch. He was coming up to pass the guy, and he was leading the race, I think, and he got bumped and he hit the wall and pretty much wrecked his car. So he kind of slows down and lets the field go by, but then I think Clint Boyer was the guy that kind of pushed him high a little bit. He tucked in behind him, and you can just hear his crew chief like, NASCAR's warning us, don't do anything, back off. And he's like, starts to come up on him like he's going to, spin him out. Then he backs off. That's
I apologize for the Days of Thunder reference.
all right. Okay, back to the moto.
I just did it to get Jeff to get mad at me.
I heard.
I wouldn't even have known it was a Days of Thunder reference.
I know, that's why I said that's a Days of Thunder reference.
I love that movie. I heard today or read today that Grant ran over his ankle.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Disappointed.
Well, that's it. Got nothing else. I'm excited though. If you guys are still with us, we had Andy on earlier, and he wrenches for Matt Byton. So he's going to be at X Games, which is this weekend. So pretty cool. I'm hoping that interview goes pretty awesome next week. So
I'm going to try really hard to be on time next week. I'm not going to make any guarantees, though.
Oh, no. Just a heads up. If we have to start later, we'll start later. No big deal.
I'll have to start later on my account. Sounded to me like things were going along swimmingly without me, so.
I should have just hit broadcast and just... I don't know what I would have done. Played music or something.
Just put a movie on or something so people have something to listen to.
I should have just started streaming the races.
There you go.
Get copyrighted. But, so yeah, that's next. He'll be on he will be on Monday. Jeez. So, hopefully we'll be on time. So that'll be good. Then Jason's going to Mount Carroll. That'll be good. I'm excited for you. You really have to let me know, though, if you don't go for some odd reason.
The only thing that's going to keep me from going is if the ghost van doesn't make it. So,
because I'm gonna be mad at you if I get down there and I don't see you. LOL, Scott, I forgot to call you.
You will know if I don't get there.
You bastard.
But I will get there. I gotta get the reason I'm so tight on time is because I want to get that thing roadworthy so I can put some miles on it before I leave to go there. I would like to drive it to work a few days and maybe take it to Wisconsin next weekend. I've only put 6 miles on it since I bought it.
Probably fine.
I hope so.
What is that noise?
My pickup is falling apart after the road trip this weekend, so.
It's my anniversary clock.
Oh, jeez. What happened this weekend?
Oh, I just discovered that my truck is a lot rustier than I thought it was. I was on my way up north, and I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, God, it looks like that box side is just flopping all over in the breeze. And I stopped to get gas, and I grabbed onto the side of it, and I could move it 6 inches in and out. So I stick my head up under the wheel well there and look, and it's completely rusted all the way around the wheel wells. So now the entire box side is separated.
You got a bed liner, right?
Well, it's fine. It's just the skin. The inside is everything's still there. It's just that the entire skin is now separated in the center.
I know my old Toyota pickup. It was like from the cab forward was good, but from the box back, it was just a disaster. The only thing holding everything together was the bed liner. It's like you said, you're driving down the road and you can see like the rear corner just kind of bouncing up and down. But it's all good.
It's ugly.
But
So, somebody out there buy me a new pickup, please.
did you hunt down a generator?
I did.
Okay, good.
Scotty Wilson is going to hook me up.
Good deal. Because I got to get mine running, and then this is falling on a parade that I was supposed to go to, but they might need it for that. I forgot about that after I said I could bring mine down. So.
Well, they completely changed the forecast, so probably could get by without it, but I bought an air conditioner, so I need a generator to run that. I'm using it, and I don't care.
Is it like a house one?
It's a portable air conditioner. Found a good deal on it, so I bought one. Should work well in the van, I think.
And then you just gotta vent it out the heat out or whatever.
Yeah, yep. It has kind of like a dryer duct on the backside of it that you just vent out wherever you want to put it, and I think it'll work good.
Cool. So yeah, I'll send you some stuff as far as the shirts. I mean, if you want, I'll try to get a couple done. And then Jeff, I don't know. We'll probably do a run of them, but for this next weekend, I'm just gonna do a heat press stuff. So if you want one, Jason, let me know. One or two.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll try to get them done and bring them with. So should be cool. So, but you guys got anything else?
I got nothing.
My team won at golf on Saturday.
Oh, that's true.
I'm rubbing that in.
My team won at drinking.
Describe winning.
You guys do
I
some.
don't know, man. I felt pretty terrible the next day. I got to tell you that.
I could tell.
Staying up till 5 a.m. was not part of my plan, and then going and running a jackhammer.
I can't believe you guys. I don't know how you could stay up that late. I was out at 2:30, and I couldn't believe I was up that late.
That's what happens when you drink Captain Diets all night, man. There's so much freaking caffeine in it, it just keeps you going.
I suppose. I don't know. I was ready to leave the bar about 2 hours before we did too.
You don't leave a bar until they make you leave.
And
they made us leave.
it's no secret that's not really my kind of bar.
I remember being asked to leave several times.
So
Do you remember me yelling at you?
Yes, I do. But I stayed anyway. I had to talk an idiot out of driving home. So.
Oh, I'm sure there was a lot of idiots that drove home that night.
I didn't care about most of them. Like the guy that walked out in a cowboy hat, smacked the cop's ass, and then hopped in his car and went home. Like, that dude's wasted. Come on.
He ain't hurt nobody.
I just about walked home or walked back to the cabin at one point, but I was like, damn it, I don't have a key, and I don't know of anybody that does have a key.
I know that I will probably never eat another sucker for a long time because I must have ate 10 suckers.
Your teeth just have to hate you right now.
I know my mouth was sore from all the suckers. Like raw. My tongue was raw.
You're going to use that as an excuse, huh?
All right, boys. That's it. Stopping it. But we got to get it. You guys need to go. We got a few more likes on the Facebook page, so that's pretty cool. We're on Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube.
iTunes!
So, and I talked to Clayton And apparently there's a few people that are mentioning the podcast, but you need to say, hey, what's up from Talkin Moto? Give him your suspension. He'll take care of you.
Did you tell him that next time I see his van, there will be a sticker slapped on it?
I'm sure it's okay. It's no problem. So,
Okay. When he gets mad at me, I'll tell him that you said it was okay.
Yep, we're good.
Hey, I don't know if you guys, I don't know if we're doing a show on Monday the 23rd. It would be like 2 weeks or 3 weeks from today. I don't know if that's going to be after race, but I'm just letting you know I probably won't be there.
Aww.
Sorry.
Why?
It's for all my fans who tune in just to hear me.
Did you get permission to take that night off?
I'll have to write the boss up. Let him know.
Yeah, I haven't okayed any time off requests.
I was gonna put one in for that night too, but I'm not gonna leave Scott hanging. So it'll depend on how the weekend goes.
Ah, dude, I think I might have got into some poison ivy when I was looking for my balls.
I guarantee you did. There was poison ivy all over that golf course.
That's the fun part about golfing.
That's why I lost 2 balls that day, because...
You know what, though? I wasn't even looking for my balls. That's the worst part. I was looking for other people's balls.
Well, that was the problem. You got 11 people golfing, and I think 3 of us had golfed before. And nobody pays attention to where their ball goes.
So ugly.
Oh, it was a shit show.
Like, we had a guy who didn't apparently know he was left-handed.
Oh my god.
So he's trying to swing a right-handed club, but he's still gripping it like a left-handed club and backhanding.
Oh no.
He tries to take a tee shot, and he's like, okay, maybe I should go rent some clubs.
So did he get some?
Yeah, he did. Didn't really help.
Yeah, it really didn't.
Shoot. All right, boys.
Okay, later. Shut her down.
Let's see if I get interrupted.
How long is it going to take to end the show tonight?
Ain't got time for that.
We should get a stopwatch and time him every time.
We should. I'm going to start charging overtime is what I'm going to do.